like, I started playing football early on, very early. Primary school. I don't know, it's kindergarten over there, is it? So playing football. I actually was doing well football, but obviously growing up, you get into the wrong crowd and you do some stupid shit. So that ended the football career fair and quick. Because you're smoking, you're drinking, you're just getting up to no good. You know what I mean? And then, like, as obviously got older, 14, 15. See, I'm not tall. I'm like 5'6". My brother, he's like 6 foot, and he's just like pushing me about, going, "Mate, you're a fruit. You're a fruit. I could just knock you clean out." You know what I mean? So he was always into fighting, and he's like, "Okay, look, you got to learn how to defend yourself here." And then that was the boxing started. So started getting into boxing. He always done MMA. But it was always competing against him. Like, it was always, let's beat the brother.
Yeah.
No, it's just
So
like,
was he a boxer growing up?
he was, no, he was like the most orthodox person out. He's like, no sports skills, no nothing. But
Yeah.
he just took to fighting.
Yeah.
couldn't kick a ball, couldn't do too much. Now he was playing. He's a good. He's rough and tough, like. So, and then he started. He was actually doing weights as well. He was always. He was a good sprinter, so he was. But he was always like, yeah, he got into fighting and stuff, and then that's when he started his fighting career. He actually he had a few fights in MMA, but he then shot off to Australia, and that's where he's up. That's where he's living now in Australia. There's always
Fighting
a competition against him, like, it still is,
scene.
but I think he's below me now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
trying to compete with me, and I'm just kind
Yeah.
of growing. I guess I have more time. I have more time in my hands. He's like busy running businesses and stuff, so I guess that gives him his excuse, you know.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So, and then after that, after a few years of boxing and bit of MMA, myself, I then got into weights, doing weight training, and I was just basically your average bodybuilder doing 3 sets of this, 3 sets of that, maxing out this, maxing, and then I was like, where am I going with this here? It's just good. It's like it's never ending. I'm just going to keep getting bigger, and because I'm small, I was like, I do not want to be this size. Like, no, I mean, I don't really want to be big. Like, and I seen some guys doing some mad skills, no, calisthenics wise. I don't like using the word calisthenics because really, to me, it's shit gymnastics. Like, it is. That's why you don't find, like, I'll not do competitions or stuff. Maybe like static ones. I'll jump in doing static cold like competitions or something like that. But like, see all that swinging about, that's just terrible gymnastics. Like, so I then seen these calisthenics guys, so I started doing that in the gym. But I was still always lifting weights, so I was kind of playing about with it too, and not committed because I didn't want to stop weights, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna lose this muscle here. This isn't going to go too well for me." Like, cause, but I then actually, just over the years, I just had to make a choice, and I was like, I was only 2 years ago. I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go all body weight here. And then ever since, it's just like, yeah, the count's just kind of going up and up now.
So
Like.
you don't do like weight training anymore or anything
I
like that?
do the odd bits and pieces. Like, so say I'm working on a skill, and the body weight just isn't cutting it, and I want more strength. I will
Yep.
implement weights into the program that I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'd never go near a bench press. I can do flat bench pressing, or like, I'll never go to a lat pull down machine or anything. I
Yep.
would do single arm rows, but in a different way than just your average row. I would be pulling more with my wrist, and not my hand. I would be pulling down towards my hip to hit more, so try to hit the lower lat because I'm trying to do the front lever pull up.
Okay.
So front lever position, pull up, body weight. I can do like 2, 3, and then my body's just like, nah, it's just fatigues. So I'm like, fuck, what's happening here?
And that's so that's when your legs are basically horizontal,
Yeah,
right? On the pull-up bar, and then it's a yeah, okay.
yeah. Did any of you guys do any of this stuff or no?
Yeah, so we're big into the fitness side of things. We're actually both college hockey players
Yep.
right now. So we play college hockey at the University of New England. Honestly, what really brought this brand together and how we really started getting going was our love for fitness
Yeah.
and really just improving on a daily basis. So Dylan and I are big in the weight room. I mean, we train together. We basically do everything together. But weight training is something that we really we're really close to, right? Like I feel like for anybody who's into fitness, like the gym's really like your safe haven,
Yeah.
and for us, when life gets chaotic, right, we go to the gym. That's just like I feel like a lot of people think that way. I think there's a lot of benefits, not just on the physical side, but the mental side.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
And you talk. I'm curious for you too. So, like you said, when you were growing up, when you were younger, whether you had some issues on the alcohol side of things, like was fitness one of those things that really grounded you and kind of got you on a better path, or talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the gym weights did. So like that's pretty much exactly what happened. Yeah, so I was just going down bad path, and that's exactly I just kind of nibbed that in the bud very quick, and got
Mhm.
into weights. Well, my brother he trailed me to the gym, so really
Yeah.
anything I do, it's really because of him. Like he's always looked after me. Like so, I would tend to go the wrong direction, and
Yeah.
then he just comes up and follows me and pulls me back and gets me back online. Do you know what I mean? So, but he's trailed me in the
Yeah.
gym, and that's where everything began. Then once I started, see, you hate it at start, but you just keep doing it, and then you love it,
Mhm.
and then you can't do without it. So like now I'm like that. This is who I am. Like all fitness, I do.
Mhm.
Now when I said I don't do weights, I don't go in and do like just chest day. You know the way you see your average guys doing flat bench, incline, whatever else different exercise you have, or back day or something. I won't do that, and but I do legs. I go in and do my legs in the gym because I
Mhm.
don't. I'm like all round. I want to be an all rounded athlete, not just like good at doing skills. I need to be fit, strong. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
do still implement weights in there as much as I can. But I don't want to build too
Yeah.
much muscle because then I'm carrying it. I only want to build muscle that I need to use. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's never really been for
Yeah.
looks. Now it's not. I think maybe back in the day when I started, I was like, yeah, I want to build muscle, of course. But now it's like I never think about, oh, I want a bigger arms. I want bigger
Mhm.
legs. Legs. I always want bigger legs. Don't know why. You
Yeah.
just need to have big legs, like, don't you? Like, like you can't be walking
Right.
because that's how I see all these calisthenics guys, and I'm like, I do not want to look like that. No, like they all wear the long pants or like the long shorts, and they're
Yeah.
hiding their legs. Like, I'm not that guy.
Right. Yeah.
So, Glenn, what does a typical week look like for you on your program right now? Like, walk us through what's your training program look right now?
What day am I on Sunday? So I'm working on more. So obviously it's front lever pull up and like single arm. I'm doing a lot of single arm work at the minute. So like single arm pull ups and stuff like that. So it's just basically because of like not so much mastered doing it with two arms. I want to get better with just one arm. So obviously you have to isolate one arm and just work one arm. So I'm doing a lot of like single arm pull ups, single arm negatives, single arm rows, just everything, just hitting one side, building up the strength. I'm doing weights on the single sides. So like today I was doing a lot of that. And then I was out the back as well doing a bit of content. So I was actually pretty fatigued by the time I got to the gym. It's actually my body just gets put through hell. And it's like I don't know how it's keeping up. It's just like I think I sleep maybe 12 hours a day. So I sleep like what time is it? 8 o'clock. After this chat, that'll be me straight into bed, sleep the next morning, and then when I come home from work tomorrow, I'll be back into bed for an hour, 2 hours sleep before I go training. It's like I work, I sleep, I train, I eat, and that's kind of the graph like for me. Um, but
Yeah.
this week training, I'll hit legs one day. Um, so I'm working obviously the single arm stuff, but planche. See, I would do like planche work. So obviously you know the planche. So like, say it's completely different. My training, you would have to like kind of go, okay, I know what he's on about, but I would do a lot of planche exercises, not working the actual movement, just all the progressions for that movement, because I never really go in and if I'm doing planche work, I never really go in and just do planche. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's just like I'm using all my energy to do that one move. I want to kind of
Right.
build up like a strength base so I can hold it for longer. And obviously, by doing it, does that, but you're just burning yourself out every time. Do you know? So I do a lot of planche work, handstand stuff. I'm working on single arm handstands. That's a cunt. So it is. That's like learning a handstand again. It's so hard. But to be honest, I'm very, very close. I'm very close. I reckon maybe another couple of months I should nail it for a couple of seconds. Maybe in a couple of months I could have it. Do you know what I mean? I could just be comfortable, but it's like walking. It's so fucking hard. And like but I don't know, it's just I don't walk away annoyed or upset anytime I don't get it. I just know that it's coming. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with any training. I just know I'm going to get it. I just need to keep working. Do you know? And that's just who I am. Like,
I was gonna say I got two questions for you. So one, you know, a lot of people they talk about the difference between like focusing more on doing body weight stuff, and so there was this football player a long time ago. I forget his name. My dad used to talk about him all the time. He never used to do weight training. He'd do all body weight stuff like push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, all that kind of stuff. And he was a phenomenal athlete, right? And I'm just curious. He had a long career. So this is where I'm going with this: is how has your body fared with this kind of training regimen?
yeah,
Obviously, you focus a lot on these like sort of skills, like the pull up that you're working on, the single arm stuff. How does your body feel? You're 32 years old,
yeah,
right?
yeah. My body,
So yeah, how's your body
my body seems to be taking along rightly with me. You get these wee niggles here and there, but like with weights, when I was doing weights, I was picking up way more injuries. It's like weights are terrible for you. They actually are. Like, see, like, it's like everyone's moving like robots. It's the same movement pattern. Like I find, like all my muscles coming from stabilizing exercises. So like it's all like obviously with it like so what I say. So if you get a dumbbell, you can say whatever you can press. You can press 32 kilo dumbbells. You go lift a kettlebell, a 32 kettlebell, and flip it upside down, and then try and press it.
Yeah,
That will
yeah,
change. Okay, you think you can lift 32 kilo? You can't. Go so then get that kettlebell. Go tomorrow and just do what I said. Just try and lift an upside down
yeah,
kettlebell, but press it so your elbows in front of you and you're coming straight up. You're not allowed to come round like that, and the
yeah.
kettlebell needs to be upside down, so you're stabilizing it. And see all them wee
Right.
small stabilizing exercises I do. I feel they're obviously building all the smaller fibers, tissues, all up around the shoulders, and it's just making me a lot stronger and naturally healthier. Do you know what I mean? Like the muscle.
Yeah, more functional too, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Of
Just
it.
in
It's
daily
just
life.
like I see some guys doing like bench presses now, and they have like the resistant bands on either side, and they've maybe got a kettlebell, and that's taking the stabilizing. Do you know what I mean? That's making it a bit more difficult for them. That's good, but you've still got the bar. You know what I mean? So like, do it singly. Always try and do it.
Yeah.
And I feel that is building me muscle. Like, 'cause I actually carry a lot of muscle for not even doing weights. And I believe that's where I'm getting it all from. All the stabilizing muscles. Because I'm a lot better shape than what I was than from when I done weights. So it is.
Right, right. Yeah, that's interesting. And so you've gotten into obviously the coaching side of things is pretty prominent for you, and it's something that you focus on a lot.
Yeah.
So for your clients and whatnot, are you focusing on this same sort of regimen, or are you
I,
recommending different
yeah.
things for different clients depending on their goals and what they're trying to accomplish?
Depending on their goals, really. But I will always try and implement these movements in their programs for them. Obviously, some want to get really strong. Of course, you have to lift heavy weight. Do you know what I mean? To
Yep.
build that ultimate strength, like. But functional for your body. Like I'll try and add all them other wee exercises that I would kind of do into their programs. But really, it depends what they want. A lot of guys actually just want to learn skills. Because why not? That's like the coolest thing. You know what I mean? They're all like, "Oh yeah, I want to do that." Okay, well, this is what you have to do. And then see what
Yeah.
you have to do, and they're like, "Fuck, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Right. Yeah. And just to play devil's advocate on this one, so there was this I forget his name. He's a 72 or 73-year-old power lifter, and very successful. I think he's a part of USAPL. I mean, he can deadlift over like 400 pounds. He's squatting over 400 pounds. This guy's 73 years old, and they did a study on him, and they looked at his bone density, and his bone density was like something ridiculous, like 300% more than what an average person his age was. He has bone density of someone who's 21 years old. And, they basically gave the credit to his heavy weightlifting over all these years. So I guess, have you looked into any of that sort of stuff in terms of what's the research behind the functional fitness side of things? How does it look, as you age, right, as you progress, if you're doing functional fitness where, it's more body weight focused, maybe resistance training, stuff like that for a couple decades, how does that affect that side of things?
Well, obviously in the weight in the bodybuilding game, like they're all on gear. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they are like, and it's ridiculous. Like, and I'm just looking at them guys going, like, in about 20 years, you're gonna be fucked. You are like, not they're boom, good night. You know what I mean? Like, because they're pumping that much stuff into them, like, and then like, so obviously I've never touched anything. I think creatine's the only thing I take. I don't even drink protein. So I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So creatine's kind of the only thing. I've started back on the creatine, but to be honest, I don't even think it does anything. just eat and train and sleep. That's why I think sleep is the best thing. Sleep.
Yeah.
That's where everything is built. Sleep. That's probably why I sleep so much. Like, but over like the bone density and stuff, and like I think just moving, it helps altogether. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't really matter if you're doing like the hybrid style training, where it's like swimming, cycling, running, boxing, maybe all functional fitness, and like better weights here and there. I believe, see if you just keep moving, if you don't lose it, you lose it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just really keep moving. Just move, really. Like, maybe that guy must be a god or something. I don't know what he's been at all his life, like, but
Yeah.
sounds like he's getting
Yeah.
lucky. Like,
Yeah, I was just curious because I've seen a lot of that, and even so, we do testing here with our hockey program here, and they test your bone density as well. And like Dylan and myself, our bone density was much higher than most of the other guys because we focus a lot on weight training. Like that's a big piece of our training and stuff. So I was just curious to see if you had any insights on that because that's something I've always wondered on the training side of things.
yeah, have you ever tried kind of cutting back the weights and doing like the likes of my style training?
Yeah, well, so we do. I mean, a lot of training that's built into our programs. Like, there's a lot of stabilizing stuff. Like, you were talking about the kettlebell, like the upside down kettlebell, doing the overhead press. Like, I've done that a lot. Like before I get to my bench, like before I start doing barbell bench, like
Because
I'll
that
do
fires all the muscles
outside
up.
bench.
Yep. That
Yeah,
fires all the
exactly.
muscles
Yeah,
up. That's
just warming
perfect.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, making sure things are set up for optimal performance when you actually get to the bench. And I think that's a lot of the problem today is that I feel like everybody gets so focused on one thing,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to being a well-rounded athlete. Like I think until the day I die, I'm going to be a well-rounded athlete. I don't think I'm ever going to be, when hockey's all said and done, I don't think I'm just going to stick to just bodybuilding or just lifting heavy weights. Like there's always going to be some sort of integration, whether it's plyometrics, running. I'm always going to be into running,
Yeah.
all those sorts of things. I think that's a piece that a lot of people miss. And the other thing that you said that I think is very important is just do something. Like
Yep.
the what they say, right? I don't know I forget what the organization is, but they say 30 minutes 3 times a week is optimal for exercise. Like, come on, like you can cut out
Nah.
more than 30 minutes a day, right? To even just go for a
Exactly.
long walk or
Exactly.
a run or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Find something you like to do. Maybe it's paddleboarding, kayaking, freaking going hiking. Hiking's a big thing
Yeah.
too.
Love hiking.
Um,
Love hiking. I was actually meant to be going back up Mount Everest here next month, but
No
just
kidding.
Yeah. But I had to pull out. But my brother's still going, so I'll look forward to his stories.
No way. Is it his first try, first go
No,
at it?
second, we've been to base camp, so he's going
Okay.
back. Well, we're going back, and we were going to go higher. I think we were going. It was like 6, 7 or something. Was this time we were going to get to? But see, the first time, it's crazy. Like it's definitely it's good. It's easy. It's not that hard. The hardest thing about the whole thing was carrying your bag up that bloody mountain because we didn't pay for no guide or nothing. And I think like halfway up, I think my bag was like 22 kilo. I was like, "Fuck, Stuart, I need to get rid of some of this stuff here. It's fuck killing me." So
Good thing you
I
didn't
ended
skip
up
those hug
ditching.
days,
Actually,
though.
ended up ditching clothes. I was like, "Get that! I don't need that. I don't need that." Start ditching shit. And I think by the time I got up there, my bag was like 16 kilo.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
there's days where you're like elevation is ridiculous and it's like constant for about 5 hours and you're like you are blowing like
Yeah.
I
Wow.
say that now it wasn't easy, but when I think back to them wee moments, I was like, fuck okay, that was actually a hard moment. But it was
Right.
great, see the views and then obviously like the challenge, but it's just really, really good. So but
Yeah.
I'm actually a bit raging, I'm not going, but look, I'll always that will definitely happen again. Do you know what I mean? I'll always
Yeah.
get back there. Like it'll be good to reach the top, but I don't know. I was at five. Was it 5'3" or 5'4", and it is hard to breathe. You feel like you're suffocating. So we were in like the shack. You stay in wee shacks going up the mountain. I don't know. Have you ever been?
No.
No. No.
Definitely go, definitely go. So, but you stay in like wee shacks, like the local shacks on the way up. So they feed you and stuff. You just pay them. Have you got a wee bed for the night? It is really, really good, really interesting. Um, and then we were like a 5,000 odd meters. Um, and oh my god, it's hard to breathe. We were both lying in the bedroom, got like couldn't sleep. So you're going to go to sleep, and next thing you're like no trying to get a breath, and then we're both laughing at each other, going, "We're suffocating here." Swear to God. And I think we got
Holy.
maybe about 3 hours sleep the last like couple of days, and then the descent is just like get down this mountain. Like you get down it in a
Mm.
few days. Going up was a track.
Huh.
Wow.
But it's good here.
Huh.
There's a friggin' snooker table. There's a friggin' snooker table up the mountain about 3,500 meters, 4,000 meters. The locals have carried that fucking thing up. I'm telling you, see them boys, they're machines, machines. Yeah, they're crazy. They're really strong. And I see the best bit about it is they do this shit in their flip flops. They carry this shit up this mountain in their flip flops. I was gobsmacked. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. They are the real animals. Like they're. I love them. It's their machines. Like, do you know what I mean? They're built for that. Like.
That's crazy. Now, do you have to have a guide when you go, right?
Nah, you don't need a guide. Nah, you need a guide if you go past like base camp. You
Okay.
know what I mean? But you can go up to base camp one, no problem. All you need to do is like book the.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago, so I can't really remember. But you just get a wee flight from Lukla or something. You fly into Lukla. I can't remember. But that flight we couldn't get on it. It's like one of the world's most dangerous flights. We actually had to get like a set because the weather was that bad. They weren't flying. We had to get like a 17 hour. We were like, we just seen some local and we're like, look, how close can you get us to this mountain for us to start climbing? So he was like, yeah, I can get. So we had to pay him a few $100s to get us like from. It was a 17 hour fucking journey in the back of his truck. There's not even a seat, just in the back of his truck, lying down. We're like, look, fuck, we just need to get up this mountain here, like. I tell you what, that is a story for a full other day. That whole Everest trip. I swear it was amazing. But you know what I mean. Looking back, now what happened was we actually got on that flight to go up the mountain, but the weather was that bad. We had to turn around and land back where we took off, and then that's when we got the guy. Which we just called some local and was like, "Look, how close can you get us for us to start hiking?" So that made our hike 10 times worse because I think we hiked maybe 3 more extra days that was
Holy.
uncalled for, like, and it was like through proper terrain, like it was like in the forests and stuff and going down. I think one of the other guys that kind of joined along with us, he fell and wrecked his knee and shit. It's like it wasn't a normal hiking path.
Yeah. Wow.
But we made it. We made it.
How long did it take?
I think it was like wasn't that long. Maybe 12 days all in.
Wow.
But we stayed. You could do it way faster if you wanted to, but I think my brother got sick. He got altitude sickness or something. He got some flu, so we had to stay at a certain altitude for a few days till he recovered, and then we were on our way again. Actually, he got really bad sweats, like hot and cold. He just put all his clothes on, jumped into the sleeping bag, and just sweated it all out. He was like, "I'm sweating here, but I need to stay in the sleeping bag now that that's trying." And he says he woke up and he just felt great. So
Wow.
now there's
That's crazy. Are you gonna ever try and do the whole thing? Like, are you ever gonna try and make it to the top?
the money's the issue there. Like I would love to, but you know what I mean. Money's really the issue. If I could,
Yeah, isn't it like $100,000 or
something
something?
ridiculous. I think it's maybe 100,000 American. I think it's like something
What
like
the hell?
£60,000 here. Like something like that, 60,000-70,000. That's why if I had that money, like I would buy that over a house, like for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're big into the adventure side of things, like just
Oh
pushing
yeah.
your body, like
Oh,
yeah,
do
yeah,
extremes. I think I have my mate. My mate's getting ready for a fight here on Thursday, and last week I had him on the pads and just doing a bit of conditioning and stuff, and then I was like, right, let's do a mile of lunges. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah. So I think we got like 3/4 of the way in. He's like, man, I can't. And I was like, we can't. But he done it. Fair play to him. Like, it was tight enough
yeah.
for me, like, because I love doing this, pushing him, because it's like, I'm not going to let him do it and me not. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of the competitive in me comes out. I'm like, I'm not letting him see me stop here.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So I wanted to shift gears a little bit, talk more about the coaching side of things. So first of all, when did you start getting into the coaching things, and when did you think that was starting to become sort of a viable option? Obviously, you have a pretty large social media following. Like, when did that really start to take off, and is that when you started to integrate the coaching side of things? And I guess, what was your reasoning for getting into that in the first place?
Yeah, so obviously, like, there's in the fitness industry, it's fucked. Like, everyone, like, a lot of coaches are just pushing gear on normal, average people, and I'm like, the guy hasn't even built a bicep, and you're trying to get him to take shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's not a quick fix, people. So, then I was like, look, how can I help direct these people to a better kind of coach or way? So I was like, I need to learn. So I was a joiner. I actually love joinery, so I still do joinery. So, but obviously also coach. But with the joinery, I was like, then I was sorry, yes, I was doing the joinery, and then obviously I wanted to help more people, so got into the fitness industry, and I'd done the course, and then that's whenever I started. Do you know what I mean? Helping people, and now I'm like, I would like to start calling these guys out, and like, because they're all full of crap. They are, like, there's a load of idiots in this game, like, and they're just
Yeah.
all in for money. Really, of course, everyone wants money, but they're like, don't even care about their clients at all. Like, do you know what I mean? You need to think long term for them. Like, of course, you can get them a 6 week cut. Anyone can do a 6 week cut and look good. Do you know what I mean? It's not the game here. Like, I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the long run. Like, these guys are just pumping this stuff into them, looking good for what, 2 months out of the year. So, I mean, I stay the height I am. My weight fluctuates maybe a few pound, maybe a half stone max. That's it. Like, I don't eat fat wise. Maybe a half a stone. Muscle wise, muscle takes fucking ages for the grow now for me. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I've been at it so long. It's like, I suppose I could get strength, but do I want to get bigger? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what
It's
I mean?
interesting too. And Glenn, tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but the UK has a real steroid problem over there too, don't they? With the availability of it and how often it's pushed and how easily
Oh,
available it is.
I so like any gym I go to, like I just know straight away, like the young lads are all on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's terrible because they're only going in and they're doing no proper warm up, and they're just like straight onto the bench, pumping weight to be just like, oh, do you know what I mean? It's just like, no,
Yeah.
it's not going to end too well. But I just, no, I don't even interfere. I just let them crack on because they're already too deep in now. They've already took that shit, so they can't get out of it. Do you know what I mean? Once you touch that, that's
Mm.
it. You have to then go to the doctor and sort out your test levels because you've just fucked that. Like, do you
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just let
Yeah,
them.
that's a lot.
Do you know what I mean? There's nothing more you can do. Like, it's bad. It's yeah, and I know coaches that are like to put their transformation, the their clan transformation photos up now and stuff online. You're just like, mate, if that guy wasn't on steroids and you just fucking obviously got him back here, and that makes you look good because you've got him in tremendous shape, but really it's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The gear's doing all the work
Mhm.
there for you, like, because anyone could take a bit of gear and just go onto a flat bench and do bench press or pull ups, and your muscles are going to grow. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I think you're right on the side of like the whole fitness industry. I think is to blame for this, but a lot of it has to do with this technology era of social media. A lot of people, right? They build these social media followings. They're in great shape. They're jacked, and they're doing routine stuff. It's not reinventing the wheel, right?
Exactly.
Like they're
Yeah.
doing these training regimens, bench, squat, deadlift, whatever it is, and they turn it into like they have this special formula of like,
Yeah.
come work with me and they try and segment the market and like I'll get you ready for your wedding or I'll lose weight for you in 30 days or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
and they just take all these different angles on it. And you're right, it all is a money-making scam at the end of the day. There are very few people that are actually doing it for the betterment of
Yeah.
that individual person, because if they were doing it for the betterment of that individual person, they would implement the proper nutrition, the proper sleep,
Exactly.
regimen and all that,
Yeah.
and not focusing on the okay, what are we gonna do? D-ball test? Like, what's it gonna be?
Train. I
Like,
just give him a bit of training. He'll be all right. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. That's it. It's crazy. It's crazy, and like that's why I obviously then got into the fitness because I knew I was like, look, I have something to give to these people. Like, we can't keep training everyone like that. So that's why I post. I used to post workout videos like of like calisthenics, but now I'm like, I'm just gonna try and push what I can do, so then people can be like, oh, I want to do that, and then if I can just maybe reel lemons in to try and uh, send demons on this path, then they'll understand after a month or so of training this way that this is way better for you. Do you know what I mean?
right.
Obviously,
Mhm.
weights and all is good. Everyone likes their thing. Do you know what I mean? Everyone
Yeah.
likes their own thing. And don't get me wrong, I used to like lifting weights. Do you know what I mean? Still lift them, but
Mhm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
over
Right.
to the bench. I have to do this. It's like when it's in my program and I'm writing it down, like, fuck, it's just something you have to do. And back to this bench or back to there, it's like, it's shit, but it's actually, you have to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Right. And I guess so. Another question I'm curious about too, just on like the clientele side of things. So, a lot of the people that you're training, are they coming to you as like new to fitness, or are they coming to you like more trained and they kind of have a base to work off of, or is it a little bit of mix of everything?
Bit of mix, yeah. But it's always like younger crowd from like maybe 40s, 45 and below. You know,
Hmm.
you get a lot of young lads, but you see a lot of young lads, they kind of, it's just, everyone wants the same thing. It makes no difference who you are. It's everybody wants the same thing. They all want to feel better, look
Hmm.
better, and they don't really care if they're healthy or not. But you implement that into the program without them knowing. Do you know what I mean? You
Mhm.
Hmm.
because no one wants to like turn into like. You know what I mean? They still have like their takeaways and all the rest of it. Everyone wants to eat what they want to eat, but you just try and make it a bit better for them for the long run. Do you know what I mean? You just try and push
Yeah.
it on them, and then it's like everything you hate. Like I hate anything I love now. I hated before. Like I hated like I hated just I hated vegetables and all, and like, do you know what I mean? I hated all that. I never ate all this, and then just you keep doing it, and you're like, I actually would love a bowl of such and such, or I would love this. Do you know what I mean? Over a fucking McDonald's or something. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You force yourself to like it, and then before you know it, you actually like it. It's just
Yeah.
it's
A lot of it's habit too, I feel like. I mean, people, I think that's one thing too in today's day and age, that people people have such a tough time breaking bad habits. When it's really just discipline attached to it, of like, if you do this every day for the next 90 days, it's going to get much easier in terms of actually getting it done. Right? Like eating is, I think, is the probably one of the most important things in terms of getting into the shape that you want to be in. And having that McDonald's, whatever, I don't even know what you get at McDonald's, but having something like that is only going to slow down your progress. Like, yeah, you might be able to train hard and have that on the side, but guess what? You just added 10, 15 days to where you actually wanted to be,
yeah.
in that half the time.
You don't get me
So
wrong. Like, I'm not perfect myself. Like, there's
yeah.
some weekends where I eat pizzas and Chineses and stuff, and my sister's like, "How you still ripped?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's just in me." Do you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
if I eat shit food, my body tells me it's like I get a sore stomach and all. It's like, well, this
Mhm.
is shit. Do you know what I mean? Your
Yep.
body tells you things. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. My body tells me what it needs and what it wants, and I just feed it. And it just
Mhm.
keeps me going. It keeps going. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the
Yeah.
way.
100%. Yeah. So I guess on the latter end of the coaching side of things. So as you're into this space, you're really involved in it now. What are your goals? The next 3 to 5 years. Where do you want to take this coaching business, and I guess just like your influence overall?
Like, I'm an open book. I don't really. If I can help more people, the better.
Hmm.
But I'm not going to push to be this friggin' multi-million-dollar company. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a shit about that. I just would rather help people. Because I like joinery. I think I'm just going to stick working as joinery as well. It's just for, obviously, you have to make money. So joinery pays me well. And for me to quit the joinery to then go onto a shop floor and help people, or a gym floor, you know how it goes with clients. It's like they let you down, getting clients. It's like, do you know what I mean? And then you're working around
Hmm.
their hours. So during the day, they're all at work anyway. So I may as well go do my joinery job. Do you know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
in the evenings, get to the gym and help them. But yeah, like in a few years' time, I don't know. I'm going back to Australia. Um, my visa was lodged to get back to Australia. I was lived in Australia for 3 years, so I am just waiting for that visa to come back, and I am out of here, hitting Australia, and
Hmm.
then I'll be working as a joiner over there, and I'll just be doing the same thing, and just see how it goes. If maybe one day I might open a gym,
Hmm.
because that would be amazing. I would love to do that, and then go from there. But I'm no real rush to like. Everyone is in a rush to make money. It's like, I'm just here to help people. Money comes, do you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's the way I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of that now too. Like, everybody's looking for an overnight thing, right? And that's where a lot of the fitness influencers come from, right? They started an Instagram page, they're posting, they're jacked or whatever it is, and they want to have 1,000 clients or whatever it might be, and
Live in
all
Bali.
at the end.
Want to live in Bali by the beach on the computer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But I think what they don't realize too is that there's so much joy in just building something,
Yeah.
right? Like, Dylan and I have been building this business that we have for 5 years now, and when we really look back, it was the times where it felt like it was so difficult and it was hard to get to that next day, that we look back on and we're like, that was the best time. Like, you learned so much in that time. You're grateful for it that it happened, because there's no A to B journey that is fulfilling,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's up, down,
Yeah.
roller
Yeah.
coaster
Yeah.
all over the place, but that makes the good times
And then
that
see,
much better
see,
when
actually looking
you've
back.
gone through this.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm saying, see, looking back at your hard times, I bet you look back now and go, do you know what? They weren't even hard times. They were actually easy.
Yeah.
I
Right.
do this all the time. Like some sort hard stuff back then, I'm like looking back on. how the fuck did I think that was hard? That wasn't even actually hard. This is hard where I'm at now, and then you get past this wee bit, and that's just this just gets harder and harder and harder.
Right.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly. But you
I
have
think
the
a lot
tools
of
to
it's
fight it.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as you build up the tolerance and you like put yourself voluntarily in those situations, not only do you learn from it, but your tolerance changes, right? Like then the next thing, it's like, oh, I've been here, done that before, like just another day,
Been here. Yep,
you know? So,
exactly, exactly. I know what to do, and then something will piss you off, but you're like, let's just
yeah,
let's just
yeah,
do this.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Dylan, you got anything else? Glenn, you got anything else before we get to our last question?
no, like I'm good. I'm enjoying this. I was to say this is my first podcast, so I'm obviously a bit edgy. Fucking don't know what to say. But I know what to say because all
Yeah,
you do is talk, just talk. But
right. Yeah,
um,
that's it. Yeah,
And I was just gonna say that's what it's all about. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
to share your story, and that's what, our listeners get the most out of. Joey and I ourselves, we learn so much, hearing other people's perspectives and just having a simple conversation with them, seeing what they've been through, and being willing to for them to open up and allowing us to share their story too. It adds value not only to us but our listeners as well.
yeah. No, no, for sure. Takes me a while to open up to anyone, so that's why it's like you'll
yeah,
get a wee bit of story here, and then like say you come back to me, you'll maybe get another wee bit, and another wee bit. And next thing you know, if you look back at all the things, you'll be like, "Fuck me, he had all sorts of stories. Why did he not tell at the start?" That's the way it
right.
goes.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Well, we're definitely gonna have to have you on and tell the Everest story in full because obviously there's a lot of substance there that you're keeping back.
yeah. No, that is very interesting. That's good. That is good. I'll definitely miss this time's adventures. But like that plane, I have a video. It's like, have you ever seen it? It just the runway goes and you just go off the edge of the mountain. The plane, the
No,
plane, the
I've never
plane goes
seen
off
that.
the edge of the mountain. The runways at the edge of the mountain. So like, if your plane's not kind of lifted off the air, like you're just going off that mountain and dead. Like I swear. I think it was in like one of the films, James Bond films. Like no, the scene where he runs the plane's going off the edge of the cliff. I think that's where it was kind of filmed or
Oh,
something like that. Or it's
That's
the exact same as that. If it wasn't done there, it's the exact same as that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
video.
You'll have
I'll
to
get it sent
you'll have
over
to
to
send
you.
us some videos. Yeah, send some videos and pictures. I'm curious to see what it looks like.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Go
I
ahead.
usually the underdog brand. I see what's the drink or something I seen on your.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you the little rundown of the brand. Basically, so we started 5 years ago. Initially, it was just apparel, motivational apparel. The whole idea behind it was really bringing a community together, building a community of like-minded individuals. The kind of people that they're focused on their vision, right? Their journey. They want to make it to that next level. They're not out on the weekends partying, doing all that kind of stuff. They're focused. Or at Saturday nights, they're in the gym. They're getting better. Like all those kinds of things. It was something I looked for my whole life. And Dylan and I, we decided to start the brand to find people like that. So we have an affiliate program to try and bring people together. And then in 2022, we launched Underdog Energy, which is basically a cleaner alternative energy drink. That's to the market today. You look at the spectrum of drinks today. It's like they got sucralose, ASK, aspartame, tons of sugar. They're hiding their
Oh
their
shit!
ingredients behind a blend.
Yeah, it's
Just a
crazy.
bunch
It's
of
crazy. Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we basically formulated it for athletes, right? We always looked for products that we could trust, and at the end of the day, like there's very few supplements out there that you can look at and be like, yeah, I'd take
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
because more often than not they're hiding it. So we launched the drink, and obviously eventually someday we want to have a full product line, whether it's whey protein, hydration, electrolytes, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, so it's been going really well now. We're really taken to the northeast of the United States right now. So Matt, I don't know if you're familiar with the states at all, but
Not really.
everything.
I've been to
Yeah.
Canada. I've been to Canada about a
Okay.
there we
lot.
go.
He's from Canada.
So I have Toronto, Burlington. I have family there, so um,
Okay.
we've been there. I've got there we go. Niagara Falls Cup.
Right on.
Oh,
Good stuff.
I had a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea earlier, and I was like, "Oh, if these guys see me drinking this, they're gonna be raging if they're American." So because
that's
you
funny.
hate the Canadians or something, don't you? No.
Well, I'm Canadian, so I totally resonate with that. I think it's great.
And obviously Americans are like, yeah, fuck the Canadians or something.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, so obviously we'll definitely have to have you on for another episode. We share more stories and stuff. But we always like to end the episodes with one or a couple pieces of advice that you could give the listeners that can really help them on their journey. You know, a lot of people that listen to this podcast, they're looking for something, right? They're looking for advice. They're looking for something to help them get past an obstacle or get to that next step in their journey. So if you could give a couple pieces of advice, what would it be?
Look, don't stop. Just keep moving. Like, set a goal, smash it, and don't look at it. Keep going past it. Always hit your next goal, next goal. Like, I very rarely celebrate anything. I achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even say, "Whoa, I done this." It's like it's myself. I done it. Boom. Okay, what next? What next? What next? Stay active,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a big one for mental health as well. Too many people are sitting down. I can't have 1 or 2 days off work, and then I start getting depressed. I'm like, get me out of here. I need work. Maybe I'm just a workaholic. I don't know. Stay focused, guys, and just don't stop moving. Do you know what I mean? Stay off scrolling off them phones. Don't watch
Mm-hmm.
TV either. I don't watch that shit.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah. Fitness can change lives. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I think that if you're just active and you move and you find something that you like to do, fitness is such a wide range of things, right? Whether, like I said earlier, running,
Well, look
hiking,
back,
kayaking, weightlifting.
exactly, and it's so fun as well. Like, look back years ago, like, there was no TVs, there was no people depressed, there was no mental. So where's all this stuff coming from? It's because, like, you're not having to chase for your food. You're not having to chase your food down and hunt it. You know what I mean? It's getting set to you on a plate, and now you're going, oh, this is easy. Now I'm getting depressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty
Yeah,
much it. Like,
there's a lack of challenge, that's for sure.
yeah, definitely. It was good meeting you guys as well, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Glenn.
Glenn, thank you for coming on and sharing a few of your stories. Like I said, you'll have to come on again, and we'll dive deeper on some more stories. And obviously, if you're gonna end up doing Everest again, we'll have to have you on after that, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely, I'll be there, 100%.
All right.
Maybe race it to the top one day. I don't know. We'll see how my body holds it. Listen, lads,
Yeah.
it was good meeting you. Take
You
care.
as well, Glenn.
I'll chat to you again soon.
All right, sounds good, Glenn. Thanks for coming
Yep.
on.
Bye. Cheerio.